What's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. This is Sully MMA. It almost took me a whole week to be able to come to my senses after what happened to Conor McGregor at UFC 329. I'm almost still in shock, man. I did not expect that to happen to him. And it's almost so ironic how he told Max after this fight, I'm going to retire you. And man, is he really a fortune teller? He predicted that Dustin was going to leave out on a stretcher in their third fight. And Conor left out on a stretcher. And then here we go, Conor coming back and trying to attempt one of the greatest comebacks in all of sports history. And he told Max, I'm going to retire you. Conor's going into this fight 4 days away from turning 38 years old. And says, I'm going to retire you. Tears his ACL in the first 2 seconds. Oh my God. And now look at it. What's that recovery time? 9 to 12 months maybe to fully recover an ACL? And then how long is it going to take for you to get back into normal sparring and to get the timing down and get back into your flow? And then how long is it going to take after that to get into a fight camp, to get into shape? He's going to be 39 and a half. Maybe 39. Or if he comes back how they really wanted him to and on May next year, he'll still be 38. But if it's a full ACL rupture, it'll be too soon. So, wow, what a way to go. I was at least expecting a round or two. You never know what you're going to get out of Conor, but I feel like he came into this fight ready. I feel like he came into this fight prepared, 100% ready to go. Maybe, well, not maybe. For sure, he wasn't going to be the Conor McGregor of 2016. He wasn't going to be the Conor McGregor of even 2021. It's 5 years later after breaking your leg in half. Nobody's ever coming back the same. He was definitely going to be different. All right. And I know there's this huge controversy of whether or not he broke his leg, or he, not broke his leg, if he, snapped the ACL in the back when he was warming up, or if he already had the pre-existing injury because they saw him go to a clinic a few days before, and that's why he wasn't making his appearance on Fight Week, on UFC Embedded. I don't think he was injured before. I don't think he injured himself in the back. And they even started making up conspiracies that when he was taking off his shoes, that's when he might have tore his ACL partially. The only thing that I read into was maybe the shoe thing. As surprising as it sounds, somebody taking their shoe off, why would that tear your ACL? But he didn't have socks on. He literally made a comment on Twitter the other day that he didn't have socks on and his foot was a little sweaty. So when he was like pushing his leg off, he, got a little off balance, even if that, he said. And I believe him. Yeah, I don't think that, but I've had, weird little injuries where you do something and you're, why did my knee just crack? Oh, I'm okay, don't worry. And he's in the moment. But I genuinely think the reason why his ACL snapped, there's a few reasons. First of all, he's 38, okay? Sometimes your body starts to break down. Second, 5 years away from the sport, super anxious, super jittery, and I think he jumped into that switch kick a foot or two too early. I think he jumped a little too early, and he tried to jump too far. Max wasn't there, and I think that his knee was so far in front of his foot when he landed. It was just a lot of force, and boom, it snapped. So yeah, I think that his body's older. I think he was extremely anxious. He jumped too soon, and his knee was in a bad spot when he landed. If it was Conor when he was younger, it might not have happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure because He's heavier now. He's older. Apparently, he was on performance-enhancing drugs and steroids. That's what they say. It's not 100% confirmed. I don't think I heard that from him, but who knows? I mean, he went out of the testing pool for 3 years or so. I'd probably go on steroids too to get my leg back. Human growth hormones and stem cells, and then whatever steroids he was taking, peptides, whatever he was taking to get his leg back. I'm sure his leg is good. It's just so ironic how he was so worried about the left leg, and we were also worried about the left leg. And then it was actually the right leg. Oh, man. It's sad to see. It was almost like watching my hero die. I genuinely did not feel good in the moment when that happened. I was speechless. I didn't even want to say anything. I was pissed. My gosh. Well, besides the injury, I'll just recap kind of everything because the injury was the highlight of it. But I think Conor was hyped up all fight week, and I think he was ready to go. In the back, I saw his warm-ups. I saw 2 videos of him warming up. I think that his 2 into the 3, his straight into the hook with the high kick, I think it looked great. I think it was a little robotic looking, but I think he was just trying to make sure to have good technique in the back. It's not a problem. And then I also saw, I guess I saw 3 videos. I also saw him doing kind of a dashing 2 into a left or a right high kick. A dashing 2, a dashing left hand into a front kick or a switch kick. Switch kick off the front leg. It looked great. His right leg looked great off the kicks. His left leg looks great off the kicks. And then I also saw him practicing that move that hurt his leg, which was that jumping switch kick to the head. And I do think that his landing looked a little bit, I don't know, just a little bit weird. It's just a little weird how he was landing on it. But he was fine. He looked perfectly fine in the back warming up. If he didn't hurt his leg in the fight, and then the fight played out however, and then you saw, this is how he was warming up. He was actually warming up this kick too. I would have said, yeah, that kick looks fine. There's no way he's compromised. So, yeah. Man. How would that fight have played out? Honestly, I think Conor, he tries to start off strong to be able to get a free hit off of his opponent, and then also kind of just say here I am, I'm right here, I'm in your face, what's up, right? What are you gonna do? And that's a good mental game. I think it's great, especially for somebody like Max Holloway. I don't think Max is mentally weak or ever would quit, but he does kind of have that shadow of himself where Conor doesn't. Conor, I feel like, could rise to an occasion even if he's nervous. Whereas Max, I think Max is more of a normal guy. I think Conor. So, yeah, I think the fight would have played out really well. I think Conor would have done well in that first round, and they would have actually gone back and forth. And I do think Max Holloway was taking that fight so serious, and I think he would have been super evasive and would have been really giving Conor problems with the footwork and everything. Because Conor's not how he used to be. He's not as patient as he used to be. He's not as, I guess, seasoned. Well, he's seasoned. What's the word I'm looking for? He has that ring rust, right? So he's been out for a while. He's not able to use his experience as well. It's almost like his fight virginity was taken, and he's getting back in there to see how does it feel, right? Every single time he fights, because he has such long hiatuses between his fights. So I do think that he would have been giving Conor problems even in the first round, honestly. But then I do think that Conor's stance and presence is so big compared to Max's that he would have actually had Max a little shook. And I think Conor would have landed some high kicks. I think he would have landed some left hands. And then from there, it's maybe a few more of those switch kicks and spinning kicks and whatnot. I think second round is when Max can start to implement more of his game plan, start landing the two, like just that quick two that he always lands. And I think it would catch Conor off guard because he doesn't have the same reactions as he used to. Like, for sure, he doesn't. He might have glimpses of it, but he wouldn't be the same. So I think Max would start to take over in round 2. And then, since it's at 170, I think that they would both be quite durable. And I think that Max would actually tee off on him in like the 3rd round and probably get dropped by Conor. I could see Conor dropping him in the 3rd round, doing something surprising like that. And then from there, he comes back, he survives that, and then Conor's like, oh shit, I thought I got him. And it's already the 3rd round, I'm tired. And then that's when Max comes back. Big right hand, boom. And then Conor covers up, and then it's just a flurry of like 50 punches that go at him. And Conor says, fair play. Fair play to him. That's it. I think that it would have actually been a really good fight. And it's so sad that it just got taken away from us by these MMA gods. It's bullshit. Can't stand this, man. I was genuinely so pissed off about it. Today's Friday. I'm now making this video. It took me almost a full week to come to my senses and just say, all right, let's talk about it. It's actually real. It actually happened. We got to face reality, okay? I can't just keep on reposting Conor edits on TikTok, all right? You actually have to talk about this, all right? 2016's over. Gosh, 2016 was such a good year, not even just for MMA, but for everything. But yeah, so it is what it is. I think Conor, it is what it is, but it is what it is. We'll find out Saturday night. So we have Conor out, and he said, he's going to be praying to God, and he's going to stay focused and disciplined. And that's probably the best thing for him. So I think that sending our thoughts and our prayers with Conor and realizing a lot of people don't like Conor in this game. A lot of people don't like Conor in this sport. And that's all right. No, not everybody's going to like you. The fact of the matter is he is the greatest entertainer in mixed martial arts history. He brought so many eyes to the sport, and he brought my eyes to the sport. He changed the game forever. He's the reason why most people even know what MMA is or what UFC is. He's the reason why fighters are able to get paid more. He's the reason why they're on the Paramount platform and why they were even on ESPN. They probably wouldn't have even gotten to ESPN if it wasn't for him. So I think that he is a little bit fucking cocky. He's very cocky with that. But it's because he knows the fucking truth. If you were responsible for a $1 billion company, becoming a $1 billion company, you'd be a cocky motherfucker too. And honestly, seeing him grow as an athlete is tremendous. And it just sucks that we never really got to see him in his prime from 28 to 34 actually fighting in the UFC. He went to fight Floyd. He came back after 2 years, fought Khabib. He came back after 2 years and fought Cerrone. So 2 MMA fights in 4 years. Man, and then fights Dustin, loses 2 in a row to him, breaks his leg. And what do you know? All the way from 2016 to 2026, 10 years later. Fuck, man. It almost seemed like it was too good to be true. Sometimes you think, when Alex Pereira is supposed to be the triple champion, it just gets taken away from you because you don't get those picture-perfect moments every single time. And same with Ilia Topuria, It was destined for Justin Gaethje to get that picture-perfect moment at the White House as an American. So for Conor to get that picture-perfect moment 10 years later off of him becoming the lightweight champion, double champion, he does whatever the fuck he wants, champion. Now, Conor is trying to make his comeback. He's an 11 life path, a little bit of numerology. They were fighting on the 11th, a little bit of numerology, which I think was a great setup for him to get a win. And that was the only thing that I was looking into a little bit deeper in there. But yeah, you can't, even when two fighters, think about it, even when two fighters are both at the top of their game and in their peak, neither one of those fighters is promised to win. One has to win and one has to lose. Even if Conor was in this game the last 10 years, taking 2 fights a year, being consistent, taking care of his body, being a family man, found God sooner and didn't let his life go to drugs and partying and break his leg and all this shit. Imagine him at 38 versus Max. The odds would be incredibly close. Max could win or Conor could win. Either way, you know what I'm saying? It's not promised that Conor was going to get that win anyway. It's not promised that Max is going to get the win anyway. So I think that whenever somebody loses in mixed martial arts, we need to give them more grace because somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. And just because you lose doesn't mean shit in this game. I'm not going to get gaslit into thinking because somebody never lost that they're the greatest of all time, or because they have the most title defenses that they're the greatest of all time. That is not what makes you the greatest of all time. If you have the most title defenses, yes, you're the most accomplished. If you are undefeated, yes, you're the most dominant. But that doesn't mean you're the greatest or that you were the best. Okay? Who did you face is what makes you the best. What did you have to go through? What was the context of it? Huh? What does it mean to your legacy to get those wins or those losses? How did you win? Who did you win against? I want to know. So I think Conor McGregor is one of the GOATs, for sure. I don't have him in my top 10 because I think that there's just so many great fighters in this sport. But Conor McGregor is one of the greatest fighters of all time, the greatest entertainer of all time, and the most motivating fighter of all time. If there's a fighter that can get you up out of bed just by you listening to him talk, it's that man, Conor McGregor. So let's not forget who Conor is and who Conor was. Because the Conor McGregor that I know is notorious. Thank you guys for listening to this video today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please, Will Smith, that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.